Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a video on the Bad Batch. I didn't even realize it. Since I'm days late with this video, I won't bore you with a recap of the events of the Bad Batch Season 2, Episodes 13 and 14. I'm sure a lot of other channels have already covered that. I thought about waiting until the entire season finishes before doing an entire season review. I may still do that. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like. Instead, I'm going to focus on two characters and their possible futures, Cid and Crosshair, one of which I like a lot, the other, not so much. I'm sure you know which is which. If not, I'll tell you. Yes, I'll tell you. I like Crosshair, and I dislike Cid. I don't hate her. I just think someone like Hondo Ohnaka would have been better, but then it would be predictable. We know how Hondo is. After the Bad Batch Episode 4 titled Faster, I said, yeah, Cid is still going to betray the members of Clone Force 99, or rather the former members. Wait, can I still call them that? I mean, they're no longer soldiers of a sanctioned army, or does that even matter? Groups have titles for who they are, but going around announcing that they're Clone Force 99 seems like there would be a lot of attention drawn to them. The word clone is right there in the title. I don't know. It's just a show, and the script will play out however the writers want it to. But the 99 is no longer present on their armor, so maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it needs to be. Anyways, I said Cid would betray them. You'd think the Star Wars universe was going to collapse after that statement, but I stuck with it. I keeps it real. There was a reason Grinny Maleggy, Smiley McGee, whatever his name is, there's a reason he called her out. If she was truly reformed, there wouldn't be a need for a new character to cast doubt on her intentions. What's cracking, y'all? Before I get too deep into the characters of Cid and Crosshair and I bore you with a lot of bad jokes, quick word from our sponsor. Yep, it's me. I pay the bills. I supply all the equipment. I am the sponsor. Anyways, hit the subscribe button and give the video a big stupid thumbs up. I'm on a voyage to hit 50,000 subscribers, and I'd like you all to be a part of that journey. I know every freaking YouTube channel asks for your subscription, but mine's special. Why? Because it's freaking Star Wars, baby, and I absolutely promise to deliver on my word. With me, you'll get the best Star Wars content YouTube has to offer, and I'll deliver it in a way that's fun and engaging, and all original content. No rehashes of what other channels talk about. So, subscribe and like, and let's keep this channel poppin'. Okay, let's get to the good stuff of the Bad Batch. Poetry. Yeah, poetry. For whatever reason, when the Bad Batch decided it would be a good idea to team up with Cid in Season 1, the team should have known this was a bad idea. We knew it was a bad idea. We weren't even there with them. The Bad Batch, bad idea. Someone please make that into a rap song and send it to me. But I've made no qualms with my dislike for the character of Cid. However, she doesn't ruin the show for me. I'm still enjoying it. She's more like an annoying drunk friend, someone you're wanting to go away. But when they do, you're like, hey, where'd Cletus go? He's kind of funny. Then when he comes back, you want him to go away again. As a preface, I am enjoying the Bad Batch Season 2 for what it is. Really, I enjoyed Season 1 as well. There are parts that make me scratch my head, but I'm sure those questions will be answered by the time the finale hits. Or at least I hope they will. But Dave Filoni's really good about stretching a story over many seasons. I hope I live long enough to see it all. Then leaving us on a cliffhanger at the end of the season. While the Bad Batch is a fun adventure, I'm finding the best episodes are about Crosshair and other clones. I mean, why the heck did it take so long for the Bad Batch to realize Cid is no good for them? I keep getting stuck on her. From that moment we met her, I didn't like Cid. I thought, this diner waitress needs to go. Then she sends the Bad Batch off on these weird missions where they continue to come up empty-handed. But I digress. They are parting ways from her. This pleases me. In the Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 13, titled Pabu, we get a glimpse of what Cid really is. Hang on, we already know what she is. But in the transmission where Cid is telling them that they better be dead, something pops out to me. The transmission seems to have a weak connection. Now we can say, oh, it's because the Bad Batch is in hyperspace. Nah, that's never been an issue before. Not in this show nor any other Star Wars show. But her voice changes as soon as she says, how well we know one another. Then again when she says, you would do well to assume I am not just threatening you boys. I mean, it was just downright creepy. Maybe her inner Trandoshan is coming out. As a side note, did she forget Omega's a girl? She said boys. Anyways, okay. I've been saying all along that Cid is going to betray the Bad Batch, that she is losing money on them, and there would come a time when she would want to recover her losses from the group. And here it is. I was told I'm tripping. Well, who's tripping now? Pardon me. That was uncalled for. The fact remains, Cid may just have become an interesting character. Yeah, I'm developing a new opinion of her even as I make this video. Flip-flopping. But take heed of her voice change. It isn't that her voice is going to permanently change. It's just showing a change in her direction. And Grinny Maleggy, Happy McLaughy, the guy from the Bad Batch episode titled Faster, he was right about her. Now let's move on to Crosshair, the fun stuff, the guy we really like. The most interesting character of the Bad Batch. Not that the others are uninteresting, I just don't see much character growth in them yet. Come on, let's find out more about Omega. So much has been hinted at, and we should be shown a reunion between her and Boba Fett. Or first meeting, rather. Brother and sister. In the Bad Batch episode 14 titled Tipping Point, we are getting some really creepy stuff. Poor Crosshair. How many of you knew the Imperial torture basketball injected its needle into the necks of its victims? Ouch! Jesus Christ, man. This was so horrific they hid it from camera view the first time. Now we have to think back to Princess Leia on the Death Star. The effects of the needle ball. That should have been our first clue that she was force sensitive. Me? I would have seen the needle coming at my neck and gave them anything they wanted. I'd be like, hey, yo, no need to do that. I'll give you anything you want. Here's my wallet and my keys, but you better get me a uniform because I won't be able to return home. But as easy as it is to believe that Princess Leia was able to resist, what about Crosshair? He isn't force sensitive. Yet he was able to resist. Maybe removing his own inhibitor chip from his own brain made him numb to the broomstick that they were getting ready to shove all the way through his neck. And there it is, the cliffhanger. Luckily, there are 2 episodes left and the Bad Batch are trying to find Crosshair, but will they be able to rescue him? I've said all along that Crosshair's fate is going to be one of tragedy. If you know about the Dark Trooper program, yeah, I think I said Death Trooper in my live stream, but go back and watch it. I got a bit intoxicated and mixed up. I'll leave a link in the description. I've messed up death with dark. I totally meant Dark Trooper. Anyways, if you know about the Dark Trooper program, then you know of Dark Trooper Phase 0. This was where the Empire took aging clones and tried to turn them into super weapons, expanding their lives and increasing their usefulness. It didn't turn out so well. If it had, there wouldn't be 3 more phases of the Dark Trooper program, eventually doing away with the troopers being organic altogether. Well, I think we may see one of the first Dark Trooper Phase Zeros in Crosshair, and by the time the Bad Batch gets to him, either the transformation will be complete or nearly complete, just leaving a little bit of humanity in Crosshair, where he may sacrifice himself to save Omega, just as she had done for him on Kamino. Poetry. Yeah, poetry. Omega didn't die, though, but she very well could have in the flooding compartment on Kamino. But Crosshair will remember this and save her, giving his own life. But that's just my speculation. It's funny how I made that speculation the first time we saw Crosshair on the table a few episodes ago. Now, just about every other YouTuber is saying the same thing. But Crosshair is the most complex character in the show. Cid, we know she's going to betray the Bad Batch. Yeah, she likes money. Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Omega. Yeah, we know they're good and will continue to be so. But Crosshair is an enigma. His honor, loyalty, and sense of duty have led him to the torture needle ball's table. Every decision he has ever made led him to this moment. Poetry. Yeah, poetry. And we still can't be sure what he's going to do. I do think it will be highly disappointing for every one of us Star Wars fans if he comes out of this experience unchanged, still loyal to the Empire and his duty as a soldier. That needle to the neck? Sorry, Omega, I would have ratted you out and tried to find a way to save you afterwards. Ain't no way they're putting that thing in me. It probably isn't even sterilized. Why would it be? They're shoving a javelin into your neck. Think they care about an infection? Anyways, that's all I have for today. I know I get sidetracked and made a lot of stupid jokes, but that's just my personality. Maybe I'm that annoying drunk friend. But alas, I am a good friend. And I know my stuff when it comes to Star Wars. Not to brag, I've just been analyzing it since I was 4 years old in 1977. Many moons, many seasons. It's a great life being a Star Wars fan. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. You don't have to agree with my assessments of The Bad Batch or anything else Star Wars. This isn't an echo chamber for my ego. It's a community, and we're building it together. You're as much a part of this as I am. But before I say goodbye and shed a tear, another quick word from our sponsor, me. Hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. I'm really trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, and I'd like you all to be a part of that next phase of this channel. The YouTube algorithm is more difficult than trying to understand why we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway. But together, we can conquer this YouTube algorithm. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way, and positivity in the Star Wars community should be the only way.